Welcome everyone to the. Oh, okay, it just died. It just went away. I'm gonna try and get that back real quick. Welcome everyone to the Quit Stalling Geekcast. I am your host. Is it playing? There we go. I am your host. My name is Herald Silvestre. It's been a week or so. I'm a little rusty. It's good to see everyone. Hi, welcome to the Quit Stalling Media Studios studio. I am your host. Not really with the most in terms of skill, but in pure energy. I feel like I'm maxing out the charts. With me today is the man known to his grasshoppers as the sensei of humor. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Derek O'Brien.
Oh, Nietzsche, what is up, everybody? How are you all doing? Yes, it's been a week too long. So excited to be here, guys. We got a lot of good stuff we're talking about today, all right? And I'm so excited we're going to take this trip with you guys. We got me and Harold here today. We gonna kill it, man. We're going to kill it like we always do, guys. We're happy to have you. Let us know what you guys been up to in the past week and let us know in chat. And I'm happy to be here. Cannot wait to dive into the news today. Oh, yeah.
I'm super psyched, Derek. We're talking WandaVision.
Yes, sir.
We're talking about a little bit of Soul here and there, some more Marvel news. And before we kick all of that off, Derek, I just want to say, first of all, I've missed you. It's been a long week. I think it's only been a week since our last episode. Like we took a week off because I've been having ISP routing issues. Our last episode had us disconnecting like every 4 minutes.
Those who were here 2 weeks ago, no. That was
it was a tough time. Tough time.
Yeah.
But I think we're back now. I think we're good so far.
Yes.
The connection seems stable. Chat, let us know how everything's going. But currently, currently we seem to be A-okay. No Juancho today, but he just woke up. But it's all good. We'll give him a rest, another week's rest. He's been swamped at work, like many of us are these days in the pandemic, Derek. But
yes,
we're here to escape from work. What have you been up to, man, since the last time I saw you?
Oh, man, a lot. I've been actually watching a lot of Whose Line Is It Anyways? Re-watching, I should say. But I haven't watched a lot of the Aisha Tyler ones so much. So watching those ones is interesting. I'm actually was shocked to know that they're still ongoing.
Aisha Tyler one's still going?
Yeah, the show is still going. They literally have a new season, which released 2 weeks ago. I don't think they filmed it 2 weeks ago, though, because the amount of people in the crowd kind of made it seem like they didn't, you know? Especially during this time of year. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm pretty sure they filmed this earlier. But it's kind of cool to know that they're still doing it. They're a lot older, but a lot of funny. The fun is still there. Anime, too, just besides, I finally watched Jujutsu Kaisen. A lot of people have been telling me to watch that. So I finally picked that up. It's a brief story. It's a newer anime. I think it came out last year. Animation's great. Like, can I just say, animation in general for animes now is just like another level, dude. It's like they stepped up so much, and I love it. Like peak animation right now. But short moral story. They hunt paranormal stuff, but it's like a lot cooler than it sounds. Yeah, it's a lot cooler than it sounds, though. Yeah, they call them curses, and they have people only with special powers can hunt them down. So it's really cool. I highly recommend it. It's only 15 episodes deep right now. It's ongoing still, so if anyone wants to catch up, you can. Dr. Stone's back. Yeah, Dr. Stone's back too. Speaking of solid, and that's also a good thing that I'm watching. And I've been other than that, just been gaming. Classic Phasma still. Tried Raft the other day, which was
I saw.
Yeah, it was just fun. It was fun, stressful but fun. But yeah, man, that's pretty much with me. How about you, man? What
you got rated? You know, got rated.
Work rated like everyone likes to see, I guess, which is interesting, but okay.
How many people How many people were in that raid to your stream?
Dang, that one big one. There was like, I think it was 48 was the highest. So that was
look at you.
That's the most I've ever had. I was actually really. I would have teared up if I wasn't gasping for breath. From
twerking.
Yeah, dude, I was like so gassed. I was like, man, I was like, yeah, the love was insane. So that was really awesome. Yeah, man. How about you? What you been up to, my man?
Dude, I've been up to quite a bit. Wait,
Okay.
real quick, dude.
Yeah.
Whose Line? I did catch the first few episodes of the Aisha Tyler one when it first came out.
Yes.
Definitely not as fond of it as I was of the Drew Carey era.
Yeah, it's definitely different. Yeah, you can feel it.
And I feel like the energy was just different. Like I didn't like the whole like, oh, here's a celebrity midway through,
Yeah.
and then they disappear right after. Like it,
Yeah.
not as clean.
Yeah.
They're trying out different things, but more Wayne Brady is never a bad thing.
Yeah.
Is Wayne Brady gonna
great.
have to slap him? Do you ever
I know,
see that
right?
Dave Chappelle skit?
Yeah.
Wayne Brady gonna have to slap?
That.
Oh, no, Wayne. No, but yeah.
No way. Yeah, no
No
way.
way, no. It's been crazy. So it's been mainly work for me. So I've had presentations all week. It's been Zoom calls nonstop the past week.
Oh man.
Before that was just writing for work, writing, trying to come up with jingles, trying to come up with like taglines for different brands. Aside from that, though, pop culture wise, I have been enjoying a little show called WandaVision. Derek, we'll talk about that later on.
Yes, very exciting. Very exciting. I cannot wait.
Yeah, man. I'm so I've been waiting 2 weeks to talk to you about the show, and I'm so glad we finally get to do it today.
I know.
Aside from that,
Seriously.
it's been World of Warcraft pretty much, and
Oh, nice.
yeah, and trying to squeeze in other things in between. Like the Star Wars hype is still super real for me. I didn't bring
Dude, yeah. Really is.
my new Luke Skywalker action figure home yet. I totally forgot it, but it
Oh,
has
yes,
arrived.
right.
It's arrived, and oh my gosh, it's so good. I got
can't
the old
wait.
one back here, but the
Yeah.
new one is just
Yeah. I remember you
So
said you
nice.
sent us that comparison picture. The differences are insane.
ridiculous. And I got a new shipment of the test prints for our new Quit Stalling shirts as well. So
Ooh.
2021 is gonna be a good year, Derek.
I know it's gonna be a
good
great year. Starting off right.
Oh.
I like it. I love it.
Definitely. I'll send you a private message of the test prints later on.
Oh hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
And we got a couple of other designs we're working on. But yeah, so it's been super fun trying to jam as much as I can into a week, and it's exhausting. It's so exhausting.
Yeah, the time. Weirdly, like even with quarantine, things still get kind of crunched. Believe it or not, right? So it is crazy. I know what you mean, man. That's nuts.
The lines of home and work are blurring too much.
Yeah,
And,
that's true.
It's kind of
That's
crazy.
true.
It's kind of crazy. But thankfully we have pockets of time, maybe dimensions that we can slip into and enjoy the things that we like.
Yes. Yes.
And now we'll get to that. We got some news though, as we chug along, Derek. We'll get to that. But I'm glad we get to catch up. I'm really bummed that we don't have Sam or Juancho here right now. But Derek, I still want to play some video games with you this week. Is
Yes,
what I
man.
want to say.
We gotta play something. Yeah, I know it's been so crazy. It's like the last couple week or so, everyone's just like, let's play this. Let's play. It's like, okay, let me just get a list going. Gotta get this going.
Yeah, man. You got
I want to play with
Wrath.
everybody, right?
You got Phasmophobia. You got Final Fantasy that you have to juggle. What other games? Like I saw you playing
And
something else this week too.
See, and the thing is too, it's like these games I'm trying, even with Phasmophobia, are things like chat or people just recommend me playing on stream. They want to really see it. At Dead of Night is another one they want me to try, which is like a horror game but like adventure. It's definitely like our type of thing. Very like it's kind of cool. It's like filmed, like it's live action, but you're in the game. So it's like these things happen, and it's like a real person walking in front of you. So it's different.
Ooh, I think I've seen that. I've seen that.
Yeah. So there's another game, I forget what it's called, but yeah, man, it's just a lot of stuff. And yeah, like I said too, that friend I caught up with also wants to play WoW, so I definitely want to get all of us together. It's just a lot of things I gotta.
Yeah, man, Dungeon Running is gonna be fun. Dungeon Running is fun.
Yes.
PvP has been great. So and I know that's what your friend wants to do. So there's room for it all.
man. Yeah.
There's definitely room for it all. Okay, we'll catch up. We'll definitely get to do
Hell yeah,
that
man.
soon. Hopefully sooner than later. Because
Yes.
I miss you, man.
I miss
We
you
used to
too.
talk every day. We used to talk
I know.
every day.
We don't talk anymore.
We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore.
Someone
All right, we're
someone
getting
cue the song.
DMCA'd.
I know, right? Exactly. Someone just write the lyrics in chat.
All right. So, Derek, I want to tackle the news before I get your thoughts on
All right.
WandaVision on
Let's do
Soul. There's so
Let's
much
do it.
news that I have to pick and choose certain things. All right. So we're gonna talk about the nice bits of news that I found entertaining, and then the rest maybe we'll breeze over. How's that sound?
Sounds
How's
good.
That sound?
Sounds awesome.
All right. Well, here we go.
I'm ready.
Well, that did not play. I was like, everything's been so smooth up until this point. I was like, here we go, and then silence.
Yes.
Oh my
I
God.
see. Good news,
Yeah.
everyone. There you go.
Why is it? Okay, wait. I'm gonna try one more time. All right, this better work. This better work. Here we go. There.
Yes,
There we go.
I see. Good news, everyone!
It's the news, and it's brought to you by Panels Comic Book Coffee Bar. Derek, Panels Comic Book Coffee Bar is run by our good friends Lachelle, Eris, and Tio. And when you can't physically go to 713 Mission Avenue, Suite A, Oceanside, California to get yourself a cup of coffee and a whole stack of comic books, you can head on over to leagueofcomicgeeks.com. Derek, what can they find at leagueofcomicgeeks.com?
What you guys can find there, I've also posted the link in the chat for those of you who are watching and may want to go onto the site. But yes, guys, you go onto the site, you make your profile super easy, and you choose your comic book store and start pulling those comics, and they get sent out to you. Kind of like how Amazon works. They pile up your stuff, send it out to you. You can either take it weekly or bundle them all up and send them all at once. It's super awesome, guys. The site is very easy, very user-friendly. Very cool thing about the site as well, you have top comics, stuff being talked about for that week, stuff coming up. You got stuff years out. So it's very awesome. Definitely, if you need your comic book fix, head onto that site. Hopefully you choose Comic Book Coffee Bar, as I have. They deliver way out to me here in Washington, and they live in Cali. But of course, if you can't, support your local comic book store. But yes, all of that is available on leagueofcomicgeeks.com. So head on over.
Yes, that is right, Derek. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we got some news today, and the biggest news that I wanted to talk about last week, but again, we were unlucky that we couldn't hang out and meet up and chat. There's been a little rumor, Derek. It's been kind of circling about the past year or so, and that's Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox. People may know him from Stardust. As the prince that runs around. People may know him as... Actually, I don't know any other role aside from the one that's most important. Daredevil, baby!
Yep. That's true. That is
Derek,
true.
Charlie Cox has been rumored for the longest time to be appearing in the MCU. Partially because he's one of the biggest fan favorites in the Netflix Marvel lineup. And partially because this dude just has become synonymous through his performances and his acting chops with the role of Matt Murdock and Daredevil. Now, we've supposedly gotten confirmation from comicbook.com. Well, we have gotten confirmation from comicbook.com that supposedly he's been found on set of Spider-Man 3 in Atlanta. Dude! That is huge news. I want to get your thoughts on that real quick because, man.
Definitely was blindsided. Hey. No, dude, I'm super excited for that, man. I read that and I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? This is so awesome. I love Charlie Cox as an actor too. Stardust is one of my top favorites of all time. And he does such a good job in that movie. And the Daredevil series for Marvel, for me, was probably the best, if not or one of the best, or if not the best. It was so good. It was so different. It was the first rated R Marvel, I believe. I
don't think it was the absolute first.
But I mean,
it might
definitely in the MC the first, but I think I'm not too sure. But anyways, guys, oh my god, the story was great. I even recommend to this day people that to watch it if you haven't, because it's so good. It's awesome. It's amazing. The story's great. Action's there. But yeah, dude, I'm super excited for this. But my big question is, and you can kind of answer this as well, Chad. I want to hear your thoughts. Also, is that my question is, I'm wondering if this is, and they also mentioned this in the article, if it's like a newer Daredevil or are we getting the same old one, you know? So
yeah.
I'm praying, is it like a reboot? Because, you know, they did cancel it on Netflix for reasons we don't know why. But yes, they took it off, and so I'm curious, very excited that he's there, to be honest. So, and you know, Marvel doesn't really, so far they haven't done anything crazy bad with rewriting stuff. So I'm definitely excited. What do you think about him coming back in as well?
Dude, I'm super excited for this because, again, he has totally embodied that Daredevil persona and the role. He spent months and up until this point, I guess years, just perfecting the whole blind guy not really looking and making eye contact nuance to his performance, which is perfect. And, you know, aside from the non-action scenes, dude, the scene we're playing right now,
that scene was so funny. I just heard that guy walking up. He's like, I just thought that was.
He just gets whacked. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's another level, man.
One take hallway scene. It is another level, and he's really done a great job, and I'm excited for this. I actually had that same thought. Are we getting an alternate universe Matt Murdock? Because we are kind of, you know, playing with the multiverse according to the Doctor Strange movie title. We have heard rumors that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to be showing up as well in this movie, so I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, I mean, adding on to that too, they reading in that article, you go down, they interviewed Kevin Feige, kind of wondering what's going to be going on in this. How is this happening? And he kind of mentions the biggest clue, as he quoted, is the title of the second Doctor Strange movie. That's the biggest clue of where the multiverse of madness is taking us and how we're exploring that. So, guys, if this is not enough to convince you that you should watch WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness, there might be stuff, you know. Yeah, we gotta all write it together, dude. We all gotta be mad together. But dude, I love that, man. They're still doing the connecting the dots from everywhere. Even though it's a new phase, you know, a lot of key players out right now. But man, I'm feeling that Marvel like giddy again. You know, I'm like, oh man, this is happening. It's crazy.
100%. And yeah, we have gotten that status update, like you mentioned, from Kevin Feige. He specifically said that all of the Netflix characters, we're talking about the Defenders here. Jessica Jones. We're talking. I guess we're also talking about the Punisher. You know, they're supposedly all on board. They're all ready to be used for the MCU, which is interesting because when Netflix lost the rights, everyone was kind of up in arms. Everyone was like, "Oh, they've done such a great job with it. Why are we pulling the plug now?" And now that it's in the MCU's hands and Kevin Feige's hands, Disney's hands, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it too.
I'm okay with it too. I'm just hoping this opens up the branch to resume Daredevil somehow, because I really respected Daredevil, Matt Murdock, Jesus, I can't think of the big guy, Kingpin, my lord.
Foggy. Okay.
Foggy as well. Yes. Great actor. I loved him as Kingpin. He did such an amazing job. So yeah, a lot of us were sad to have that discontinued. So hopefully this will be the birth of something new.
Yeah, man. I'd also want to see, you know, like a Kingpin versus Spider-Man arc, which is something we grew up with the Spider-Man animated series in the 90s. So yeah, having D'Onofrio and the tone of Daredevil, the very mature tone of Daredevil and the real consequences and how that could affect Spider-Man is really interesting to me, which is actually circling back to your original question: is are we getting an alternate universe Daredevil, or is this a rebirth of sorts of Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock? Because, you know, the MCU isn't exactly as gritty as the Netflix shows were. Yeah. So will we see an MCU version of Daredevil, or does this spell a more mature, gritty tonality for Spider-Man 3? Right? are the consequences of what happened with Mysterio's big reveal at the end gonna play into this somehow?
Yes.
Right? Are we
Yes,
gonna get
dude.
realistic, scenarios, or not realistic, but more gritty scenarios for Aunt May, who's now probably in the firing range with Peter.
Right?
So
Aunt May,
it's
you
all
mean.
super exciting.
Aunt May. Well, speaking of Spider-Man, I thought it was so funny in that article where it was briefly mentioned that Kevin Feige was like, "Oh, I'm excited to be working with Spider-Man 3." Like, "Oh man, I can't believe that was so many years ago." I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, "Oh my god, that really was a couple years ago."
Oh,
It
so
feels like it was
just
so-
talking about the Sam Raimi Spider-Man
Right.
3 because they
Right.
referred to this Spider-Man 3 as Homecoming 3.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So it's just so crazy to like remember how much Spider-Man has went through like stages. So oh man, but at least right, they're trying to like reconcile that. They're stuff might be happening where you can finally put them all together and be like, okay, this one's not as bad. This one's not as bad. They're all together. They're all in their separate universe. So, I like
It's all
this.
good. It's all good now. Is what they're trying to. Is what they're trying to say.
It's all good now. Yeah, exactly.
Oh
excited.
man. Yeah. So I'm super excited for this, and yeah, hopefully we get it soon. I hope they don't push things back because people still can't go to the theaters. Vaccines are coming. People are getting them across the globe these days. One of my raid teammates actually is getting his second dose this week.
Yeah, my mother.
So it's getting safer, but I still don't think we need to rush things.
Yeah,
like going out.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Don't rush it. Let it unfold the way it needs to unfold, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Just like the MCU, apparently.
Yes. Right.
Derek, I have another question for you. Moving on from the MCU for very briefly, what is your relationship to Kevin Conroy's Batman the Animated Series? Did you grow up with it? Was that something that you
It was
watched?
one of those things that I watched it here and there, but as a kid, you don't really like now, right? If we watch a series, we're into it because of story. When you're a kid, you kind of just watch it for the animation. So I would say that I definitely watched it. But do I remember like what was going on? Not really. I just remember Batman fighting, and that was a cool thing. He had Robin there, and that was pretty much it.
I agree.
How about you though?
And you couldn't really help it because for me, I couldn't keep up because back then everything was at a set schedule. If you missed that night at that time, reruns weren't as easy to come across. So I'm kind of on the same boat. And the reason I bring this up, Derek, is because supposedly we're getting a sequel series to that very Batman animated series. And I know we've gotten Batman Beyond in the past. We've seen a lot of ties to this specific Batman animated series, but according to one of my actually favorite podcasts right now, podcast hosts, Kevin Smith and Mark Bernardin on Fat Man Beyond, supposedly the rumors are that we're getting a sequel series. And when Mark Bernardin brought this up, Mark is kind of their news hound because he used to be a journalist. And when he brought this up on the show, Kevin Smith kind of had like a reaction, like his eyes went wide, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no involvement in this, but I have heard the same things." So,
yeah, right. It's like one of those. I don't know. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
Right.
Right. That's exactly the vibe I
gives
got.
it away.
Right.
Yeah, it gives it away.
exactly.
And the thing is, Derek, all this made me think about was Kevin Conroy back as Batman
Yes, dude.
at the forefront. And
yes.
could this be more Mark Hamill as the Joker?
Oh, please. God,
Right?
please. I'm trying to think. And maybe you can answer if anyone in chat has watched the Harley Quinn series. Is the Joker in there, and is that Mark Hamill? Because that's also on HBO, or was on the DC streaming service. Excuse me.
Yeah, I haven't seen it myself. I think you and Juancho were the ones who were able to check that out. I haven't. Juancho, I think more because he had that DC subscription.
Yeah,
if I'm
I
not
think he
mistaken.
definitely watched it all, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah. So I haven't seen it yet, but I know that Harley was voiced by Melissa Rauch, right, from The Big Bang Theory. Let me double check that as well.
I might be looking at the wrong one because mine says it's Kaylee Kuko.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. It was Kaylee Cuoco. Yeah.
Okay.
Melissa Rauch did a different movie version of it. So it's Kaylee Cuoco on this one. Was the Joker in it, Derek? Was that?
There is, but it's not looking like Mark Hamill's in there.
Okay.
It looks like it was. Just saw the name here. Alan Tudyk. Oh, it's the
Firefly guy.
Yeah. I always remember him as Dodgeball guy. I always remember him as the pirate.
Steve the pirate. Yarr.
Steve. Yeah. He does a lot of voice stuff too. I think he was wasn't he the chicken in Moana? I think he was. I believe. Yeah, something like that. He's awesome.
He was K2SO in Rogue One. Yes,
yes, that's what it was. I was trying to remember.
Really good actor. I hear he has a better reputation in Hollywood than Nathan Fillion, who was the lead in Firefly.
Yeah.
Oh, Lake Bell is Poison Ivy in that show. I'm a fan of Lake Bell. She's a.
You know what? If this is on HBO Max now, I might have to take a gander at this because
me also.
I have it and it's very. I know. I'm like, damn, a lot of big names in this series. I gotta check this out. Well, kind of going back to the Harley Quinn thing.
Yes.
What Kevin Smith mentions, in lack of, I'm not gonna say all these f-bombs, but
there are a lot of f-bombs.
Right. The moral of it is, I really agree with what he's saying. Is that like you really can't mess this up, right? Like you had the Harley Quinn series, which was well done, and from what I've heard, even through Juancho, it was super good. And it's Batman. Like you can't really mess it up like this. Is like he said, you're printing money if you go back and do Batman. I love that, dude. It's exactly what it is, dude. It's like you should just totally do it. There's no reason to not do it, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
And the nostalgia alone will drive a lot of people towards this.
Yeah,
and
dude. Really.
If you pair that with the reverence guys like you and I have for modern story writing and the ability to watch stuff like binge stuff, I think this will be good. I think this will be good. Which answers kind of the question I wanted to pose to you: is there room for something like this today? And because my answer would have been yes, hell yes. Especially in COVID times when you don't need to be in the same studio as someone. You're really just recording money, like you said. You're recording money, like just animate it and put it out there. People will watch this.
Yeah, dude, they will. It really will. I mean, come on, it's Batman, for crying out loud.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, right? It's Batman, so
can't go wrong.
And it's a Batman everyone remembers fondly.
100%.
There's talk whether these are lost episodes or brand new storylines, which no matter what, I am down for. And yeah, like you and I have just said, I will watch this. I will watch.
And it's like that's what I'm saying too. The animation part of it, it's like you could do so many things. And from what Juancho has been telling us a lot, and from what I've heard from other people, the animations part of DC is what's kind of ruling right now for DC in general. So do it. Do it.
Oh, BMO was saying earlier in the chat that Tobey Maguire is holding up negotiations. For Spider-Man for Homecoming 3.
Yeah, I saw. I've heard like stuff too. I was like,
He wants to get that Uncle Ben money. And he wants to get paid.
Maybe they're like, you got it. Like the scene is you're doing the emo scene again, you know? Yeah, just gonna. That'll be so funny. All right, I gotta get paid more for that this time.
I would pay him.
I know. Seriously, take my money, man. Go ahead. Go do your thing.
The amount of fan service that. Oh my gosh.
Dude, seriously, dude.
Dude, imagine a post-credit scene where he's teaching Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland how to do the dance.
Man. Dude, please.
I would cry.
I would cry, dude. That'd be so fucking hilarious, dude. Oh my god. I'm just imagining it. It'd be like so wholesome too, you know?
It's
not
so
even
Marvel.
Funny. It would be funny, but yeah, it's so Marvel. So Marvel.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm welling up just thinking about it. Let's move on.
All right, let's do it.
So I asked you, Derek, about your relationship with Batman. What's your relationship with Roald Dahl, the author, and his work that you might know as Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Any connections there?
Well, the connection would be me eating a lot of chocolates as a kid and candy. Then yes, I have a great connection to that. No, dude.
And the Wonka nerds and the Wonka.
Dude, I actually literally got nerds for Christmas on my stocking stuffer. It's just been sitting there because I don't know. Candies like that don't really appeal to me anymore. But oh my god, I think the Wonka thing I used to love though was like nerds. It was called a Wonka rope. That was bomb. Yeah, those were good because it has like a licoricey center, right? And they're like, oh man, it was really good. Yeah, I'm losing off track here, but dude, I grew up with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, so oh my god, I love that. Like one of the first movies I actually understood as a child was that, and my dad showed me, and he was like, oh, this is really cool. It's like this kid gets a golden ticket, you know, blah blah blah. So I'm like, I love that whole idea, and everything in the Willy Wonka movie looks so good, right? It's like I want to go there so bad. So as a kid, you love that movie. I mean, who wouldn't, right?
Yeah, no, legitimately, like that's all you dream about, like a toy factory or like a candy factory.
The Johnny Depp one though, 50-50 with if I like
the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I feel you.
Yeah,
so that introduced you to Gene Wilder, right? And
exactly. Yeah.
And the Oompa Loompas and all that. So apparently, we're getting a prequel because everything gets a prequel these days.
I know, right? Exactly. What does
we're getting the Maleficent of the Chocolate Factory universe. So, according to Warner Brothers, the movie titled Wonka, Derek, will feature a young Willy Wonka and his adventures prior to opening the world's most famous chocolate factory. That's a quote. And, you know, a younger Willy Wonka is interesting to me. I don't have as fond of a memory of the movie as the movies as you because I didn't really grow up on them.
I gotcha.
But this kind of makes you want to check the movies out, especially the original one. The Willy Wonka
original one I would say you should definitely check out. Unfortunate if you watched the Charlie one first, but I mean, dude, it's something about it. Like I watched it the other like I think maybe a year ago. I was gonna say a couple months, maybe a year ago. The wifey hasn't seen it yet, so I watched it, and it's just the candy in there, dude. It's the old like 70s, 80s vibe, or maybe it's like 60s even, but like the wrappers and how the candy looks, dude. It looks so like literally the peak of the chocolate industry and candy when everything was coming out, all these innovations. So this guy goes to a candy shop, which we don't have much of anymore, right? And it's just all these beautiful things, and dude, the music in that movie alone is why I would say watch it. A lot of great songs in there. Like the Oompa Loompa, right? Song. But like, there's so many good ones. The story is just pretty basic. It's definitely interesting. Keep you on your feet. Oh yeah, dude. And just imagine, in that scene, they literally could eat everything. They were like singing along and grabbing every little piece, and they're all edible. Oh, dude, it was so good. It just made you want to go there as a kid. So, I mean, it's a good way to sell chocolate if they were. See, I don't know if they were selling Wonka stuff at this time. I could be wrong, but I kind of ate more like those gobstoppers when they came out. I was a little older, so I don't know. Yeah. But like, I always wanted that Wonka chocolate bar in there, and it was like, man, it looks so good. So, yeah, man, it's really. I would say definitely watch it if you haven't.
Okay. Would you be interested in the prequel though, finding out how he gets there? Because it seems like your memories are tied to the actual factory and the candy.
See, because I feel like the whole mystery of that movie is finding out why this man made this chocolate factory and allowed people to come into it. And it's like, you're kind of watching this movie and you're learning about this guy and his past. I mean, it definitely seems like he has a past, but he did, I think if I'm not mistaken, he mentioned his father kind of brought him into it. So that would be interesting if it's like, because for me, I wouldn't like this prequel if it has like nothing to do with candy. If it's just like literally a story about him, it's like, you know what I mean? It'd be kind of weird, right? It's like maybe he hates candy. Like
that Wizard of Oz prequel with James Franco was kind of like,
Yes, I know. So I'm like, it'd be interesting if they kind of, you know, maybe this factory's still there and he's kind of walking his kid through it and he's learning to love it, and maybe he didn't at first. But yeah, if it's just kind of like a story about like him growing up or something in tough times, I don't know if I would really appreciate it as much, because when you hear Wonka, you just think of candy. So
Yeah.
But
Dude, what I like as the amateur writer that I am, what I would kind of do is do like a throwback to the whole It's a Wonderful Life kind of storytelling where Wonka as a kid was the one without imagination. He was this kid that was very against, like, he was very straight cut, and then the dad would show him what it was like to
that would be I would watch that.
Right, like a little throwback to old school storytelling. That seems like up my alley these days, but maybe they're trying to get kids into it too, and that's kind of what I fear, because you end up trying to please both types of target audiences with Fantastic Beasts. It's sort of halfway towards being a fun romp for the kids, and halfway towards like telling a more adult story, and they're kind of caught in between. Yeah. Which is what I'm worried about. Yeah.
I like what BMO said in the chat. It said it'd be pretty funny if Wonka turned out to be a horror movie about that tunnel. So literally that tunnel scene, dude. Yes, that was, dude.
That's
that was
stuff of nightmare.
Dude, that is a stuff of nightmares. Oh my god, I remember, like, I think watching as a kid, I was just like, okay, let's just get past this part. I don't want to watch this part.
I think that's why I didn't watch the whole thing. I'm pretty sure that's why I never watched the whole thing.
Just horrified you to the bone. That thing was creepy, dude.
God. Yeah, man. Oh, it's like how I almost didn't finish Empire Strikes Back because of the whole Vader head part.
Yeah. Yeah, when the mask came off and it's like it's Luke. Yeah,
and it's Luke.
Disturbing
that whole
too, for
weird
sure.
Cave sequence.
Yes. Yeah. As a kid, you're just like, okay, this is my first time seeing this. What happened to space fight? Yeah, gun, pew pew. Oh my god, his head's off. What's going on? Yeah, dude. Here, I think Wonka was screaming in the tunnel too. Like at first he was singing like, no one knows like where we're going. Then he starts yelling like, oh, no. It's like, what the hell, dude? This guy's freaking me out. Candyman.
I do have to rewatch Wonka now.
Yeah, dude, it's good. It's good.
Okay. Well, real quick to end that part off, supposedly the director of the Paddington movie, which has been very well received, will be directing this, which I think is good. If he helmed that, which was kind of a sleeper hit, then I'm down for that. A producer from the Harry Potter franchise, David Heyman, is going to be on board as well. So director Paul King, producer David Heyman. They also mentioned the screenwriters who I failed to mention in my notes. I can't quite pull that up right now, but we'll see. We'll wait and see. Casting rumors supposedly have the names of Tom Holland and Timothée Chalamet in the mix. I think you have a whole opportunity here to get someone fresh, or you could get someone slightly older, maybe. But I don't know what kind of story they're telling. But we'll see. This is all super interesting to me, and I think if it achieves anything right now, it's to make me want to watch the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, no, seriously, I agree. It's makes me want to go back and watch it again too.
Oh man. Okay. Our last bit of news there before we talk about WandaVision is going back to the Game of Thrones universe. We're heading back to Westeros very briefly because HBO, they've been working on their standalone or kind of prequel shows for Game of Thrones. This has been something that's been hotly talked about because the success of Game of Thrones was so huge, and the nosedive immediately after the final season and the finale was drastic and extreme. So they're still trying to print money. They're still trying to get back to the glory days of...
Yeah, they're trying to fix it somehow.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're trying to do. And they're supposedly going to be looking to do it with another Targaryen, by the name of Aegon in Dunk and Egg.
Dunk and Egg. And I was like, I was reading this title. I'm like, why is it called Dunk and Egg? And then I was reading further. It's follows the adventures of Sir Duncan the Tall, so Dunk, and a young Aegon Targaryen Egg, which is fitting for the name and what his empire soon raises. So,
oh my gosh.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to take place 90 years prior. Yeah.
which isn't too far off. It's not too far.
It's not that far. If you think about it, it's definitely true. So I don't know. What are your thoughts about this? Let me hear your thoughts first. Do you think this could be a saving grace for Game of Thrones, or?
So a couple of years back, when Game of Thrones was sort of right before its absolute peak, I heard about this book, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and
Okay.
I read the synopsis in the back, or the synopsis that would show up on the back, which was it was about this kid who was very tiny and ends up becoming like a squire to one of the most famous knights in the realm. I didn't read much into it, and then I found out as I kept reading that this was Aegon Targaryen, and I was like, oh, Targaryen. So it piqued my interest a little bit.
Right.
But with that being said, this is kind of the story, or this is kind of a show for me that if it shows up, if it gets released, okay, cool, I'll check it out. But it's not something so far that's got me like, yes, I'm in. Mainly because of the disappointment of the Game of Thrones franchise and finale.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I agree. I mean, well, yeah. No, I was gonna say maybe it's like a Star Wars feel for me, but even then, if I were to, this is gonna be a bold statement, but I might like it. 7, 8, 9 better than the ending of Game of Thrones. Sadly.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No.
Because,
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Right. It's just it's kind of cold, but like they're both pretty bad. But like at least 7, 8, 9 was like I was like, oh, it's kind of like really, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
Game of Thrones like had such. They're both kind of the same thing. If you think about it, they both started so great, and then all of a sudden at the end was like, what happened?
Exactly.
But yeah, if it's I'm wondering how young is this Aegon too, because I'm anything dragons in it, you got me. But I hope that it's maybe it could be like the Clone Wars, not kind of maybe Mandalorian type thing of Game of Thrones if they do a good job.
The emergence of the Westeros Filoni.
Right, I'm thinking too if they do 90 years. No, because there was one piece of lore that I read about Game of Thrones was about Ned and Jesus.
Ned and Jesus?
Ned and Jesus, they cleansed the lands of peace. Ned and
the 13th apostle. Ned.
Who was the king before Joffrey? I can't put my finger on it now. The king before Joffrey.
The Baratheon. King,
yeah. Robert.
Yes.
Robert Baratheon and him. That like they had that story, right? Like him and Ned just like wiped out so many people, right?
You want to see that one?
Yeah, it sounds so anime, dude. So and like someone has made this like cool rendition back in the day. It was like kind of like an animated art style. Ned kind of looks like has like the long hair up and he just has his sword, and you see Robert Baratheon just like armor, dude, and he just has a giant hammer. And I was like, dude, this looks. Imagine if this was like came to light. But 90 years, maybe they could end on that note. They might be testing the waters to see potential stuff. I thought they weren't going to do any prequels. I thought that was stated from them, or they mentioned like, yeah, we're not going to do any spin-offs or. But
no, I think they're not doing anything after. They're not doing any sequels.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Everything is going to be in the past.
Yeah. Okay, that's good then. So maybe I guess I'll see until they release a little teaser and maybe seen some of the casting choices. But yeah, hopeful for it, but not too excited. Sadly.
I like BMO's take, Derek. A very tongue-in-cheek statement. So to get fans back into Game of Thrones, they should have those animated history things that they had in like the Blu-ray bonuses and all that. About the last season's
that
events.
Was so awesome.
But with sarcastic tones. I like that idea.
I like it.
I
like that.
Deal. I really like that one. That's good.
HBO, pay BMO now, please. Oh God, dude, that's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah. And then the little cripple boy ended up becoming king.
Yeah.
It was inside him this whole time. Oh my
Oh gosh, man.
That's ridiculous. I mean, okay. I had no qualms about the Three-Eyed Raven and what's his name? Freaking what's his name? Stark. Young Stark. Not the youngest Stark. Yeah, Bran.
Bran.
I actually liked him, and then he became king, and I was just like, come on, son. Come on,
I know, man.
Be the magic wizard dude.
Yeah, dude. At the first, he had like those druid vibes too. You know, it's kind of like commanding animals and stuff. Like, oh, this guy. Then
but that guy never becomes king in the story, right? Like
Never.
that guy advises the king.
Yeah,
that guy's
he's
his
the
own
wise.
badass. He doesn't need a crown. He's above.
He's the Gandalf of the series.
Yeah, he's above mortal qualms. But no, they had to. It's really
Missed
awful
opportunity,
storytelling.
dude. Very missed opportunity. They did.
Really awful storytelling. Okay, enough about. I don't want to go there. I don't go there anymore, man.
Let's gray that out of our
Let's grade that out. We're gonna go through a bunch of other things real quick. Pixar popcorn, Derek, is a thing.
Yes.
That's gonna be on Disney Plus. I wanna show a clip very, very briefly here. So Pixar popcorn, everyone's been enjoying Soul on Disney Plus, and the thing is, high budget productions like that won't always be available on immediate release on Disney Plus, because whether we like it or not, the box office draws are where the money is. At least for the time being, until there's a shift in where people spend their money and how pricing models can really help out the viewing from home streaming service budget when it comes to making a movie. But Disney Plus is gonna release 10 short films, animated short films, kind of like what they show before a movie like The Incredibles or before Coco,
little shorts.
maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, so they'll be releasing 10 of those on Disney Plus to kind of tide things over. So yeah, a lot of these are Pixar popcorn. January. So a lot of these are sort of tied in. January 22. These are tied into existing properties like Toy Story, like Coco. I think we saw there like the guard in Coco is going to be maybe the focus of this short film.
Yeah.
We've seen the sheep from Toy Story, and Dory, all that stuff.
Dory,
the minor characters in
interesting.
Cars. So that's kind of what they're doing with this, and I think it's cool.
Disney Plus is doing a lot of these like short things, right? Like they did the same thing. Well, they're trying it with the Marvel Legends too, right? They're just adding little short stuff to enjoy, little bits, which it's smart, right? Like especially with this generation's attention span, keep it short, keep it, and it's good, which I enjoy. I think it's so awesome. The thing I was gonna mention too about Disney Plus, something that they did do. I saw it like the other day. They have screensavers now on Disney Plus. You know that? Like it's literally a screen. You gotta check it out. It's like a screen. I think if you type in screen animation, blah blah blah, or something like that. There's literally like Dory, it's like the Reef of Dory. It's like 3 hours long. And it's all these stuff. They have like Yuletide vlog. Yes, and they have like Zenimation where they like, dude. My favorite one is the Zenimation because it's literally scenes from Disney movies that they don't have the music, they don't have them speaking, but it's this very serene, like you just hear the footsteps or like Pocahontas walking on the river. Dude, it's amazing. It's so awesome.
Sounds amazing. I'm gonna have to check this out.
Yeah,
after the show.
It's screen animation. I think you might have found it. I know if you type in screen, it pops right up. I remember looking for it and it was like right there on suggestion. So but anyways, I'm gonna say hi to Lena Thor in the chat. What's up, Lena? How you doing? I just watched all those this afternoon.
That's amazing because Derek, I think my brain just time traveled. I thought we were still like in the first week of January. The release date was 22. These are out. We can watch these now.
Yes, we can watch them now.
Thank you, Lena Thor. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
How were they? How were they?
Yes. Let us know how you enjoyed it. I would love to
Derek,
hear it.
we're gonna talk about Soul in a little bit, and I saw this little still frame from the trailer of Pixar Popcorn, and this just warmed my heart. We're gonna get to see the barber and his story.
Damn. Okay. I like that. That's cool. See, man.
Dude, okay, I'm excited. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, real quick.
Really
I'm going to talk more about this very briefly when we talk about Soul. But look at this one frame and the detail. You see a New York Knicks-like poster. The dude is wearing Timbs. He's got that fresh haircut, and everything's so authentic in
that
this.
Beard though too. I like that beard, man.
It's awesome. I love it. He's got those selvage jeans that are like folded up.
Oh, dude, looks clean, dude. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That chair looks
Lena
so
Source,
comfortable too.
It does, right? This guy loves his craft. It's that kind of thing. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Venusaur says most of them were cute. Some of them I was just kind of feeling like okay, but I like a lot of them, especially the Incredible ones. Oh, the Incredibles ones. Okay, I like hearing that.
Lena.
I like hearing that.
Yes.
So, I think these are a lot of like hearing that and seeing what we saw in the trailer. I think these are a lot of the B stories that they wanted to tell, but they couldn't really squeeze into the movie because it had no point in the main narrative.
True.
Right.
I like that.
So, dude, if they continue to do this, I'm all for it.
100%.
Yeah. Shoot, I'm down.
Keep
for
it up,
this.
Disney.
Hey,
You guys aren't letting us down as usual. So
Yeah.
keep it up, yeah.
dude, that's sick. Okay, thank you for the info, Lena.
Yes, thank you, Lena.
I'm all over this. I'm all over this after the show. I still gotta pick up my PC parts after, but you know,
after
I'll
that,
find time.
Disney it up.
Time. Okay. And then real quick, Derek. Apparently, Zack Snyder may have confirmed that the Snyder Cut, because he said that he wants to make it 4 hours, so people were speculating maybe it'll be like 1 hour, 30-minute series,
A couple episodes, right?
Yeah, a couple of episodes. But when he was asked on Twitter by BC the Beast @BC the Beast, so is this still a series or a one-shot watch of a movie? He just had one simple reply, 2 words, one shot.
One shot. That's it.
So, a 4-hour movie.
Interesting.
That's long, brother. I Endgame was end to end for 3 hours. I don't know if I could stand a 4-hour romp.
Yeah. I might need to pause it midway.
Yeah, Hamilton was a bit of a
kind
2
of
hours.
disappointed after Wonder Woman, so I don't know. We'll see.
Ooh, that's true.
I don't know how I wish for this to come to light. You know, if that makes sense. I don't want to wish it something bad. You know?
Yeah. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope for the best. Expect the worst and hope for the best is become our motto.
Exactly.
And Lena said, Lena's excited for us to check out the
popcorn.
She's excited for us to check out the Pixar popcorn stuff. So yeah,
Incredibles one looks good. Yeah, I'm probably gonna watch that one first since you said that. So thank you. Yes. Can't get enough of Jack, honestly, ever, right?
I want to see Jack as a slightly more grown, like being able to.
Yeah, seriously. Do a spin-off with Jack Disney. That would be something I'd watch.
Ooh. The Jack Attack Hour. Okay, I'm down for that.
Yes, keep going.
Umbrella Academy, Derek, a show that we are very much fans of.
Speaking of, I heard a rumor. Yeah, I was kidding. Right?
Oh yes. I should have led with that. Okay.
Yeah, right. That was all good.
That's an even better one. Production of season 3 has begun, and that's a tweet we got back in November. But I only found out about it now because the cast has started sharing social media posts about being on set, and we've gotten shots of sparrows, the Sparrow Academy.
Ooh!
Excellent cast here, including the cube.
They look good. Okay, yeah.
They look okay.
That bottom right though, that cube. Look at those angles, man. Damn, that cube. Dang, man. All sparking my vibes. You get it? You know what I'm saying? Tessa racked. You know what I'm saying?
Derek, I'm feeling cosmic feelings right now.
Oh, I know, right? Oh, Lord.
Okay. I can't tesseract on these emotions. Oh
God.
No, but it looks cool. It looks cool, and I'm psyched. I hope we get this sooner than later.
Oh yeah, I know, dude. Umbrella Academy was also a high that I lived on for a while. It was so good, and I just can't wait for the next season to come out and just get right into it. That cliffhanger was too much.
It's too much, dude.
was.
And if you guys check out their social media, there are like mini profiles. Like here, we get the Sparrow Academy's number 3, Faye.
Oh, that's cool.
Apparently, she sees the world in a special way. Typically the smartest person in the room, and won't stop until the job is done.
I like how it sees the world in a special way. You don't fade.
You don't fade.
You don't fade.
I heard a rumor. Okay.
Yeah, right.
So that's about it for the news, Derek. So now I want to talk
The moment
about
waiting for.
Yeah, I'll talk. We're here for one main thing, and that's for WandaVision. So why don't we indulge ourselves
Switch
in a little bit of Marvel? Let's go. Let's switch dimensions.
Holy spoiler alert!
Yes, people. It is.
Let me put on my
time.
Mind Stone here.
Oh yeah. I'll let you do that, hon. Derek.
Right.
As I let you do that, I want to do a little preamble just to buy us time. buy us time for a little shift in tonality, if you will. As we take a little journey into the world of WandaVision. So, let's kick things off, Derek. Initial thoughts on this surprising series, to say the least. We got our first 3 episodes down as of this recording, as of this live stream, and I am so curious to get your thoughts. For me, it really gives off more of a mystery and slightly thriller vibe than I thought we'd get.
Yeah, dude, no, I 100% agree. I was gonna literally say that. It's so strange. It's like a funny mystery and almost at some points horror, dude. It's like, it's different, but like they are doing it so well. It's definitely, I don't want to say maybe it's its own kind of thing, because there could be a show that's like this I just haven't watched, but for me, it's definitely the first of its kind. And I'm actually, before I get too deep into this, I'm trying to think, was there shows that came from big movies before? So like, right, this is the first for me, like seeing Marvel, the MCU, like these guys were characters in movies, but now are brought down into a show.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but I mean, just besides that, it's amazing. Like the show is really good, but that's what I'm kind of wondering. Is this like a new trend that could be a thing for the future? Is this Marvel's way of testing that? I don't know, but
I mean, it's happened before. I don't think anything this big. Right. I don't think anything started big and then ended up being on TV on the same scale. The earliest memories I have are MASH. I think started off as a movie, then became a really successful TV show. Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Sabrina the Teenage Witch had a very different tone in a movie that they made called Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and then they had the Melissa Joan Hart TV show that was completely different from that movie. So it's happened before, but I don't think there's never been anything on the scale of a Marvel franchise. Yeah,
right, exactly. Yeah. But no, going back though, definitely funny. It's actually pretty funny. It's like that, it's that corny funny. That definitely that 70s show vibe,
Yes.
Speaking of that too, right? They had special.
Oh wait, sorry, Derek. I don't mean to interrupt you. This actually happened before with Marvel. We got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. from the Avengers.
Right.
Yeah,
they did,
but still not the same feeling because it wasn't superheroes.
It's not like exactly. It's not like the main or two big people in the movie going down to the movie. So
okay,
but all guys, it's a different genre. Like it's a different feeling to watch. So I think for me, that's why I'm so hooked on it. It's like I want to see where this goes, because the whole time you're kind of sitting there like, okay, this is actually funny, but like, where is it all going? Right? That's like your question. You're like, why? Why are they doing this? Why are they in a TV show? Speaking of that 70s show, there's the mom in there.
Yeah, exactly. Kitty Foreman, Deborah Jo Rupp had one of the most standout moments. Since we're on this scene, she had one of those standout moments for me, which is when her husband was choking here. The boss of Vision who's also a very famous actor and voice actor, whose name escapes me right now. But yeah, she had this scene where she kept saying, "Stop it, stop it," and it was chilling. It was absolutely chilling because it's so surreal at what was happening, and then the effects of, or not really the effects, but what happens subsequently, where they just get up like nothing happened and then leave.
Yeah, dude. Dude, I gotta say, I respect something about this show too. Like they're literally doing the old school cinematic stuff, like with Wanda doing her magic, like how it floats in the air, dude. That's like how it was done in the olden days. You know what I mean? You can see the dragginess, or as if a string is holding it up.
Yeah, like there is a string
right?
on it.
Yeah, like now they can do it to it, but like they're committing to the time frame of the show, and like I love that. I respect it so much. And speaking of like time frame with stuff going on, the camera angles, I've noticed that like the camera angles seem to change when things are different, right? I don't know if you noticed that too, because you have that. You have that, that friend's
it's got
angle.
a different lens.
Yeah, that
sometimes even a bit of
the up close, right? Yeah, it's not like from afar and you see them. It's like
it's got that like handheld feel.
Yes. So, I think that's very cool, and dude, they're doing so well with it. But I'm wondering, man. I don't know. I'm getting angsty. Do you have an idea of what might be happening in the first 2 episodes at least before we get into the third one?
That's actually a perfect segue, Derek, because my question for you was sort of the same. We can go on and on about little Easter eggs and the main theories and minor theories around the show, but you could go on something like Screen Rant to see a more in-depth and detailed video on that. So I do want to talk about our feelings on this. So specifically this world that we're inhabiting in WandaVision. We know that Wanda's powers can, alter reality. It's been done in the comics before, where she had the whole House of M series where she said
that was
the famous lines of "No more mutants." Right? She changed the world and made a pocket dimension where mutants didn't really exist, and it's interesting that we're getting this series right before Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Is she creating a pocket dimension? Is this an alternate universe? Is this her own making, or is it something that's being done to her? And
that's the question, right?
I really think that, and as we'll get into in a little bit, I think this is more of a pocket universe. A pocket dimension, and whether it's being done to her doing it, I'm leaning towards it sort of being being a bit of a consequence of some actions. Like, I don't think this is her directly manipulating the world. I saw a theory online, which I'm kind of latching onto a little bit, where this could be something that SWORD, the affiliate of S.H.I.E.L.D. that we've seen mentioned a few times already, in the first 3 episodes, may have worked with her, being an Avenger or a former Avenger. I don't know what the status of the universe is right now in the MCU, but maybe they've worked with her to tackle something spooky, and maybe this is her being manipulated, or her being forced into this TV sitcom world dimension. Because we do hear that line in I think the 2nd episode, where we hear someone through a radio saying, it might have been the 1st episode, where she's looking at the radio while that really bee of a housewife was kind of getting all over her. Where you heard through the radio, Derek, it was like a Wanda, who's doing this to you?
Who's
like? So it's like, is SWORD trying to reach her in this little pocket dimension, right?
Dude, my like big idea was that I was praying. I listened to that scene crazily over and over again, because I deep down thought it might have been one of the Avengers trying to reach to her somehow. Like Wanda.
It could have been Paul Rudd. Could have been
right. Or I was hoping to hear a Benedict Cumberbatch accent, but no, could not hear that.
No,
I'm
yeah.
definitely hoping for him to pop up eventually in here, possibly maybe like really quick. But yeah, so that this is why it's interesting for me, because here it's, especially that radio scene, it's like it's almost as if like it's not normal to her, right? Like this doesn't make sense. Like, wait, am I doing something? Like, am I in something? Because I'm like with you, I'm like, okay, this is probably her pocket dimension, because I did read House of M, and for maybe for like anime weebs, it's like the kind of same idea of Tsukiyomi in Naruto. It's like basically what she did to everyone. Everyone is in her mind, dude. And it's like, but yeah, obviously we'll go on to that later, how the size of this is. But yeah, she seems shocked by it, and almost as if she's not aware of it going on, right? When these things happen. Because she's kind of looking at it like, wait, and it's not more of a annoyance, right? Like, okay, this is not supposed to be here. Yeah, it's a confusion. So it's like, huh, okay. So is she not aware, that this is happening? And it could be, so that's why I'm very curious to see where
Oh, and another nod to that is the opening scene where her and Vision don't even know what the date on their calendar being marked with means.
Right.
Because at first you think, oh, they're talking about their anniversary, but there might be something deeper to that, right? Because they don't really have an anniversary, which is something that was explained as we went through the episode. I thought of her rewind powers to be very powerful storytelling, where you see that beekeeper scene at the very end of, I think, the
second one,
first episode.
Oh, was it first?
The second episode. And like I saw someone on Reddit be like, "Oh, bees, aim." Maybe, right? Maybe it's related to aim.
Oh.
And we even get hints throughout the episode. We get commercials that involve.
Oh, I love the commercials. They're so awesome, dude. Little ads. Yeah,
they really are super cool, and they always involve the same two people.
Hydra, or
they always involve Hydra, and they involve the same two people. These two, this man and woman. And Derek, part of me thinks, are these the Hydra people that were watching over her and Pietro directly? Are these maybe nods to her parents, who they were taken away from because of that bomb that didn't go off from Tony Stark? And is that why we're seeing a lot of Stark references as well?
Oh man, I'm like, actually, I'm feeling like when these things start to unravel, that we're gonna go back and feel like and see that there were all these nods to it, but we just didn't catch it, and that's what I actually said, right? I'm like, man, they're probably like hinted us for so long, and then it's all gonna come together, and it's like, man, they're doing a good job so far. I'm definitely intrigued, and the stories. It's funny, so you're there for the laughs, and you're also there for the curiosity. So that's why it's such a good show, and it's working out great.
I definitely agree, and we're already starting to see bigger players like Monica Rambeau, who is in this pocket universe as Geraldine. So maybe there's a bit of disconnect there. Maybe their real life names and personalities aren't exactly the same who they are in this pocket dimension.
Yeah.
Maybe outside of this reality, they have their own lives in the modern world. So I'm super curious. And for those of you who don't know who Monica Rambeau is, she's actually the daughter of Captain Marvel's best friend, Brie Larson's Captain Marvel's best friend. She's the one who picks out the red and blue and gold coloring.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so this is her, all grown up.
That's awesome.
And
that's so awesome.
in the comics, she ends up being Photon, or her own Captain Marvel as well. So I'm also excited to see how that plays out. But overall, I'm loving Paul Bettany, and
I know. Seriously,
he looks older. He looks older now than he used to, especially without the makeup. But this scene, Derek, when he comes out, arms spread wide, that rasp in his voice, it reminds me. This is a standout moment, another standout moment for me, just like the Stop It scene, because it reminded me of his scene in A Knight's Tale. As the caller,
yes,
for Lord Ulrich von Liechtenstein.
Yeah, dude. Oh God, that's so true. I totally did see that.
I
Oh, man.
love it. And it just shows how versatile he is as an actor. You don't get that with his other performances until he pulls this out of nowhere in his Dick Van Dyke-like personality. And it's amazing how Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany, I want to point out, have embodied these alternate versions of their characters. These aren't just different characters. These are their characters being someone else, which is so difficult from an acting standpoint.
I know,
right? It's like doing a Bugs Bunny impersonation as Bugs Bunny is doing like that Valkyrie opera singer. You know, it's singing a Drake song as Daffy Duck. You know, there's layers to it.
Yeah, there's definitely layers to it, dude. I agree.
It's
I
amazing.
agree. It is amazing. It is.
I'm kind of saddened because I already know this isn't going to be recognized by award-giving bodies. But this is amazing acting as it is. And, you know, I hope people see that. And I hope they appreciate that as we go through these. I do want to point out, Derek, and I want to get your thoughts on this before we move on to episode 3. Pacing.
Okay.
The first 2 episodes. How do you feel about it?
I'm actually happy. My fear was, after watching the first episode, that this mystery was going to be really draggy. After you watch the first and second episodes, at the end, it always ends with, it seems as someone's watching through a TV, like a small TV, right? At a modern day office, it seems, or something like that, some area. So I was actually a little worried that this, like the mystery would be like towards the end of the season where we started seeing stuff, but I was wrong. Like in the first 2 episodes alone, you're getting little things here and there, like they're getting, I wouldn't say shoved, but they're being placed well enough to be like, okay, well, this is enough to keep me satisfied for the moment, right? Like, okay, why is that object out of color in the scene?
Yeah.
Why is Wanda seeing all of these beautiful things, or like noticing these little things, and it's crazy. So I'm excited. I think the pacing's great for me.
Okay.
So how about you?
For me, it's a little slow.
Okay.
And it's because I know something's coming, right? It's because we know the world outside of WandaVision. We know the Avengers and all that, and we know this isn't the norm. And I think that's what's eating away at me, is like, when is the shoe gonna drop? And why hasn't it dropped yet? What is the reason for this? And that's kind of what's eating away at me a little bit, is, you know, when is it gonna happen, and what's the reason for all of this? And like you mentioned earlier, you know, we do have those scenes where it's an agent of apparently S.W.O.R.D. watching over the WandaVision through WandaVision show or universe through a TV screen, an old tube TV screen. So it's really interesting. I like that they've hinted at it, kind of like Game of Thrones. You know, going back to the Game of Thrones comparison, kind of like what they did at the very end of the first, very start of the first episode with the White Walker mystery. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And this is admittedly a lot faster paced, but I still kind of wish it was
so slow for you. Well, yeah. I mean, well, you might be, or maybe it's because of the next episode we're going to cover that made me think, because the third episode for me at the end, I guess let's just start at the end first. I thought that was very interesting that was captured so early. Like, you kind of narrow it down, like, okay, because my thought was that she had everybody fooled, like, not fooled, but I should say, everybody in this like mind trick, right? But then you kind of find out it's a little section, not really little, it's pretty big, but like it's a small like town, it seems, and like there's like a barrier. She noticed that something seems right or out of place, which goes back to my point earlier.
So she, Wanda, by she you mean Wanda, or by she you mean Geraldine / Monica? Geraldine
gets shot out. So, but my thing about Wanda was I'm confused now, because in the first 2 episodes she looks confused, right? But towards the end of the third episode, she's asking Geraldine like, "Hey, wait, where are you from? Like, why are you here?" You know, kind of like, okay. And she checks her out, right? And then Vision comes in and she goes, "Oh, she had to go home early, so she lied." So that's what I'm saying. Like, wait, I'm so confused now, because at first she's like confused about everything, But for her, when things started slipping up, right? I'm like, okay, she actually ejected her from this reality. So I'm like, okay, so maybe Wanda does know what's going on. And even going back to these two, they were kind of trying to tell Vision, like, I feel bad for Vision, dude.
Yeah.
Vision has no idea, like, you know, but like, I feel like you can feel for Wanda. Maybe she has this place because it's the only way that Vision can be present.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And she doesn't want anything exterior to mess with that. But like, yeah. At the same time, though,
like even if she isn't in control or wasn't aware at the start, she's aware enough now to know that this isn't real, and anything that can threaten that has to be removed. Right? This is her getting her happy story. And when Geraldine mentions Sokovia and the Accords, right? Maybe that's what kind of snaps Wanda into and being like, wait a second.
When the Pietro word was like instantly to her, like, I love how her dude, like, I just gotta say the second movie like did a horrible job with her accent, but like I kind of like how here she was trying to like bring it back a little bit.
What
did you say about Pietro? What'd you say? Like, I was like, oh, okay, Wanda, sexy, great. I'm saying.
You gotta tie it all in, right? You gotta tie it all in.
Right. So I'm like, okay, they brought it back a little bit. Let us remember the roots that they tried to, implement. So but like, I agree, man. That's the way you said that makes a lot more sense. Maybe at first it wasn't more confused, but maybe like, why is like, maybe what is this? Maybe it's nothing, right? But now now things are happening and names are getting thrown out. Literally said Ultron. She threw out Ultron. So I'm like, okay.
Dude, that freaked me out.
I know. I'm like, girl, if you were in there working that and then you just ruined it. Like, come on.
But like Geraldine also doesn't seem like she knows who she is, right? So that's all very interesting to me. That's all very interesting to me. And everything starts to snap in place.
Left me confused more than anything, like, but in a good way. Like, I want to know more. Because even if you think about it, back to Geraldine, the neighbors, right, were kind of like, what do you know about Geraldine? Like, she doesn't have a family. But they also know that they're not, like, they trying to tell Vision something, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so what's going on? Where are these people? You know, are there people who accept this and they're just like, cool, or I don't know. But like, Vision had moments too, though, right? Where he I think it happened in this episode where it like rewinded and it did a rewind and cut back and changed the scene, but Vision was like said something like, we're not really here, Wanda, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's Wanda again, right? That's Wanda again using her powers to changing the tides into her favor again. Right. Not wanting to escape the reality of the situation.
Yes, okay. Yeah, see? I thought that was interesting because, like, you know, it definitely throws you for a loop because these are trying to tell Vision, who seems to be out of the loop, but then you have this new Vision coming in saying, Wanda, this is not real. Sadly, it's not real. Well, I don't even know where this timeline is right now, but
yeah. You know what the funny thing is? At first, I thought I pressed like the rewind button
and it went back.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to watch this again.
Yeah.
See, there it is. It was so quick.
Yeah, it was so quick. You didn't even notice it. Yeah, it is true.
So I'm super interested in what's going on here. Derek, I'm gonna give you one of my wish lists for the show.
Hit me.
I want a Quicksilver appearance.
Yes,
I want
me
an
too.
Aaron Taylor Johnson as Pietro Maximoff showing up in one. You know, I want him. I don't want young Pietro. I don't want a flashback to Age of Ultron. I want him having an interaction, a human interaction with Wanda, either telling her to move on, giving her some closure, and in the same way giving the audience some closure, or you know, maybe a way to bring him back because he didn't have enough time. I saw the statistic, Derek. Fun fact. Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda Maximoff has only been on screen as the Scarlet Witch for a total of around 20 minutes. Throughout every MCU movie, she's only been on screen for 20 minutes.
Wow.
Imagine how much less Pietro got.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, that's actually crazy.
Right?
I did not realize that. That's crazy. And if you think about it, though, she doesn't have that many. In the other scenes, she's kind of just there. She just appears shortly. Yeah. Wow. That is nuts.
Maybe it had to do with her accent and when they were masking
If
it.
Pietro comes up, I just want to hear him say, "You didn't see that coming." That's all I want to hear.
Oh my god, no.
Well, speaking of coming,
Wanda
has children. Okay, that was a bad segue transition, but I love the twins because this is I'm pretty sure the comics had twins too, yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Billy and Tommy.
Yeah, so I love this. This is great. I'm very curious to see if like this baby thing is all in her head, or is this something so powerful that manifested that it created life. It's so
yeah,
right, because the baby, but then again, it did get born in like the matter of what, 10 minutes. so maybe it's not as real. Maybe they're just gonna grow up instantly and
yeah.
But oh man, dude, that actor, the African American guy, he looks familiar. I've seen him in something. I can't put my finger on where I saw him from, but
I'll have to look him up.
Yeah, I have to look him up. But man,
he's got a presence.
Yeah,
I gotta admit.
Yeah, you got the weird vibes, right? When he was Vision's like, "Hey, you're kind of cutting it a little too close there," and you're like, "Yeah, I know." Kind of like,
yeah, hey,
like, yeah, Vision's like, okay.
Agnes, by the way, I really like her acting.
Yeah.
Her quirky moments are so excessive, but in a fun way. Like how she's kind of like the naughty one, you know, the Samantha of the show. And then her serious moments where she turns and looks with despair towards the neighbor guy, and then back with the whole wink and smirk and everything. Like she could turn on a dime with her emotions, and I really like how that affects the people around her, Wanda and Vision. So I really enjoy her so far. I didn't think I'd like her after her initial appearance. I was like, oh, she's that noisy neighbor that's gonna get really graining after a while. But the more I see of her, the more there's purpose behind her action and her screen presence. So I like it. I really enjoy her.
Dude, my thing is too. It's like I just see her as the girl from Step Brothers all the time. So it's like, dude, this girl is actually pretty funny, and she was pretty raunchy in there, but like, she does a good job switching the roles. You know what I mean? So yeah, she's like, I agree with you. I love her little quirkiness is funny. Like, the power's out, but good thing my husband looks better in the dark anyways. It's like, I love this girl.
The delivery is so good too.
The delivery.
It's so old school. So going back, Derek, to the end, where we see Monica back out into what we can assume is the real world, surrounded by agents. I want to pause it right here. Do we think this is like a sword facility? I'd love to rewind a few weeks from now and be like, look at us, so dumb. We were so naive.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Did they? I can't remember. Sword was mentioned in one of the movies, yeah?
They weren't. Oh yeah, they were. Fury ends up on a sword spaceship at the end of one of the movies because he's up there watching over the Earth. I think with the Skrulls.
Okay, yeah. Well, I also think the metaphor is pretty funny, sword and shield, right? But I think so too. Well, I don't know. Could it be a sword facility? They seem to be. I don't know. They seem to almost be protecting Wanda. For me, it seems like they're like kind of wondering who is this girl. If she had that sword necklace and she got thrown out, why would they be so alerted? You know?
That's what I was thinking too. Is like, why are they pointing the guns at her if she's a friendly agent, right?
Yeah.
So I want to see how this unfolds. I'm very curious to see if maybe this is an AIM facility, right? Maybe AIM was keeping tabs of Wanda as well. That's why the beekeeper was there. Came
from underground too, right? We had to kind of sneak in there, maybe.
Because AIM has a lot of Hydra ties, if you guys are comic book readers. So I'm very, very interested how this all plays in. Because, again, if you guys haven't seen the Marvel Legends recap, which really refreshed my memory, Wanda and Pietro got their powers in the MCU through Hydra experiments with the Tesseract.
Yeah. I'm actually worried about that a little bit because at that time when they made Ultron, right? This was before Marvel acquired X-Men. Well, the MCU universe, right? Acquired, and they didn't call them mutants; they called them enhanced. And technically, Wanda and Quicksilver are like X-Men people, so
Yeah,
they're
they're
mutants.
mutants.
Yeah, so I'm actually I'm curious how they're gonna affect that.
Ooh,
Also, on a
do you
side note,
think-
I was looking up the character, that guy. I'm a little confused. Maybe you noticed it. It says season 3, episode 3, that Randall Park was in there and Kat Dennings. I did not notice them. Were they really in there?
Episode 3? I didn't.
That's what it
Maybe
says
not.
on. It definitely says Darcy Lewis as Kat Dennings and Jimmy Woo in episode 3. Unless there was a flashback.
Which credits was this? Is this the end credits or?
I'm getting this. No, I'm just getting this on Rotten Tomatoes. I was trying to find that guy, and it literally says episode 3, and it says cast and crew, and it has.
No. So I'm looking at the actual credits of the episode, and they're not there.
Okay. So
that's probably just a
why-
spoiler. Yeah, that's probably just a spoiler for a future episode.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, because I think the guy's name is Herb. So David Payton.
Thank you.
I got you, buddy. So Derek, that's a really good thought. What if Wanda? Do you think they could do like a reverse of the No More Mutants? Do you think in her will to bring Vision and maybe even Pietro back, she accidentally creates more people like her?
Oh, I like that idea. Right?
Or maybe pull them out from a different universe, the Fox universe.
Oh my god, and it all works, dude, because AIM wants this to happen, Hydra wants this to happen, because then they could mold them to who they want them to be. Oh my god, dude, it's like maybe that's why they're keeping so much tabs on this, idea. Like, oh man.
It's a good thought, right? And I'm excited to see us 8 weeks from now be like, look at us, stupid us, thinking that AIM wanted more mutants.
I know, right? I know, right? Oh god.
But I love. Okay, so here's another thing, Derek. The weekly release. At first, I didn't like it. I was like, just give me everything in one go so I can enjoy it. But the fact that we could have conversations like this,
right,
as if we were back in college, speculating on what'll happen next week. This is on purpose. This is 100% on purpose from them.
I like it. Yeah, it's smart, and like I said, they're doing a great job of giving that mystery and comedy, so you can kind of enjoy it. Like, oh man, that part was funny, and then you're also like, well, wait, what's gonna happen with this and this and blah blah blah. It's like
It's good.
Yeah, it feels good. Yeah, it does feel good.
Yeah.
I'm with you, especially nowadays. We're so used to getting everything pushed at once. The weekly thing's like more. Same idea.
I like this ability, right? I like this ability for you and me to go on our podcast and talk every week and be like, what do you think will happen next, man? What do you think?
I know.
I like it.
I love it, dude. I'm the same exact way. I love it so much.
Because we started warming up to it again with The Mandalorian.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's exactly the thing I was would compare it to. It's just like, man, Mando, but man, that last episode of season 2 was like the best build-up hype ever, dude. It was amazing. It was so amazing. So
yeah,
if they can do it, it's Disney, right?
Yeah.
Marvel can do it too. I mean, same thing. So
yeah,
just give us that good feeling of it was worth the wait, please.
Oh, definitely. Well, speaking of, is it worth it, Derek? I want to get your thoughts on if the show, so far, 3 episodes in, has been worth it. And I'll go first because I want you to cap us off before we talk about Soul to end the show. So, very quick. I want to say, off the bat, if this wasn't a Marvel show, I don't think I would have watched past episode 2 because of the pace. It goes in a circle. It gives us the hint at the end of the first episode, like, okay, there's more to this. And then we go right back to a sitcom setting with no development. And then they take us back up to, the climax of, okay, there's more to this. And then we start back at square one again in episode 3. Yeah. But because this is Marvel, they've done enough to earn our trust. They've afforded themselves this leeway of let us tell our story the way we want to tell it.
Yeah.
And again, if this wasn't them, I wouldn't have embraced it. But because I know this will pay off, because it has paid off in the past, I'm on board. And I think that's also a shift in how we view stories, DC, that interconnect, right? You have to earn it first before you pay it off, as with any good story. So, with that being said, I love the black and white, the homages to shows that I wasn't around for, but was given through, through nostalgic segments on different channels that I grew up with. I got to see the Brady Bunch and all these other shows like I Love Lucy and Bewitched through shows, through channels in Southeast Asia like Star World and all of that. So for me, the comedy was great. Everything feels surreal, like the laughs and all of those things have an extra thrillery, creepy vibe to them. They're not 100% trying to be those shows. They're trying to show you what life was like back then, and there's something off about this retelling of it. This is like as if this is Wanda's stream of consciousness, being like, these were happy times for me. I grew up watching these shows like Herald did, and this is me projecting happier times into the universe and creating my pocket dimension, and it fuels our imagination the more we watch it, which is why I'm enjoying this so much.
I agree.
So all of that, plus what I feel will be a really good story moving forward and a payoff, I think it's worth a watch. So far, it'll get me through the end of the season. Unless it takes a terrible, terrible turn like Game of Thrones did. I think I'm on board for the whole season, and I would say it's worth a watch. How about you, Brian?
I'm definitely on the same idea that if it wasn't a Marvel thing, I probably wouldn't watch it. And that goes out to maybe anyone watching, wondering if you need to watch a lot of movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'd say if you didn't, you'd be very lost. They definitely mentioned things like Ultron. A lot of things that about what Wanda can do and Vision can do might confuse you in this show if you don't have that prior knowledge. But definitely, if you are a Marvel fan, you are caught up. This will scratch the itch, and it honestly is the only thing right now that can scratch the itch. I think for me too, that's what will make me get through it, is because we haven't. When's the last Marvel movie we had? I can't even rember.
Dude, Homecoming 2.
Homecoming,
which
my
was
lord.
Far From Home.
2019.
Oh
Jeez.
my gosh.
That's almost 2 years ago. So yeah, I mean, I'd say it's worth it too. I love the style, as Harold was mentioning, kind of seeing that type of show being brought back to now. You can kind of appreciate it a lot more and see how it goes. And you also have that mystery, which keeps you on edge. But yeah, man, I'm the same. I love how you said that these three can kind of keep you going to the end of the season, because I'm in that same boat. I feel like the way they handled it so far, with the amount of mystery and comedy and entertainment, I definitely could ride this out to the end. I'm curious to see how this is going to also mash with other future Marvel stuff, because they have the Winter Falcon and Captain America thing coming up eventually. So I'm excited to right. I'm excited to see how this plays out, and you can kind of, this is like their first, I guess, show with big heroes in it. So it's a good testing the water show, and so far doing good. I like it. So I definitely agree. Worth the watch for me as well. Especially if you're a Marvel fan, you are definitely not going to be disappointed.
Heck yeah, man. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Dude, and around the time this ends, we'd be like 2 weeks away from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This Falcon and the Winter Soldier is March 19. 6 episodes.
Yeah, that's true. How many episodes supposed to be for WandaVision?
I'm actually looking that up right now. We're supposed to be getting
10, please. A lot, just enough to roll into. Oh man, just imagine if they had enough just to roll into Winter Soldier, Captain Falcon. Oh my God, like maybe it'll roll, like the cliffhanger will be, or like the end scene will be like Oh, 9.
We're getting 9. So we've gotten
So we're
3
third
already.
of the way. Yeah, third of the way. I like it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, that's awesome. I like that. So, yeah, we got about 6 more weeks. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty.
gosh.
Wow,
Yeah, we'll be
that's
2
gonna be
weeks away.
very close to. That's good
Yeah.
then, right? Can you give us another Marvel thing like shortly?
Yeah, we're not
after?
gonna wait too
But-
long.
Yeah, which is what we wanted with Star Wars, right? We say please, but nope, we gotta wait. So, thank God.
Maybe we'll get Andor in between. I don't know. Oh my gosh, there's so much. There's so much to look forward
Yes,
to.
dude, I know. So I'm happy. That's good. That's very good. Happy
Thank
to know
you.
that.
Thank you, Disney.
Yes.
All right.
thank you, Disney.
Okay. Speaking of Disney, Derek, we're gonna end the note with some soul. We're gonna end the show
Some
with a little soul.
Not the Mind Stone, the soul.
The soul.
The
Stone.
soul.
Dude, okay. Initial impression of Soul. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, tune out now if you still want to, without any spoilers. From the trailer, I was. Wait, actually, let me change up the music real quick. Let's. Do we have anything more soul?
More soul.
Is soulful? in that?
Got a friend in me. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, I think I like this one. I like this one. Okay. So, from the trailer, I was kind of disappointed. I thought that the afterlife would take up too much of the movie, but they kind of did a good job of weaving it in and out of the real world. There's more balance in the actual movie, but I still kind of wish we spent more in the average day of the life of Joe Gardner, or in this world of admittedly mostly middle to lower class America.
Right.
And we get a lot of black culture too, which I
Yes, awesome.
want to know more about. You know, I want to know more about jazz and barbershops and the culture there, and you know, just I want to know more about this in the Disney setting, right?
Yeah.
Because they've teased us with it, and I didn't know I wanted this until I saw the trailer. And the fact that they were able to deliver on the emotional tugs by the end, I really enjoyed this. Way more than I thought I would.
Yeah. That's
So Derek,
you
my
said it
first question to
perfect.
you is, what did you think of Soul from the like similar to me from the trailer, and then as you watched it, what was your thought process?
So yeah, I kind of the same idea. I loved that Disney was taking a page out of diversity and went straight for you could definitely tell they're trying to show more of its audience the black culture and jazz and music. I'm not normally particular with music type movies, so I wasn't that intriguing to me at first, but knowing Disney and how they kind of add to multiple things in a movie, it still intrigued me to watch. And it looked very interesting, and I love Jamie Foxx. You know, he's a great actor, so I was like, you know what, I'll give him a shot. Let's see what this movie's about. And then watching the movie, yeah, it definitely exceeded beyond what I thought it was going to be. This movie was amazing overall, great, a lot better than I really thought it was going to be. So I think a lot of people are on that same page as well. I think everyone expects a Pixar movie to be good, decent, but this was really good. I liked it a lot.
I love the microcosm of this little New York neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I think that's what we're, like what Lena Sora mentioned earlier, I think that's what we're going to be getting if we watch the Pixar Popcorn short. And I don't know, there's something about this style that like the art style that works so well with the story that they're trying to tell in Soul. Like, dude, the amount of detail you see on the sweater of the mom or the hair of each individual character.
Dude, I know.
It's so good. And it's something that you take for granted, right? Like, if you look at Toy Story, the original Toy Story, you know, it's very smooth. The textures of the humans are very, they lack detail. And if you just see the guy's shirt, the student of Joe Gardner, let me try and pull up his t-shirt real quick, without breaking DMC. I've been playing too much of the clip.
Yeah,
because I'm terrified of doing that. Or is this? But yeah, so something as simple as here, the fade on his t-shirt. I'm sorry for the audio only listeners. Like the fade in the print.
Yeah,
is so
man.
stunning for me. I think the biggest thing I loved about Soul are the details. As great as the story was, it wasn't Disney and Pixar's biggest outing. But visually, you could see in the real world and in the afterlife how they could get abstract concepts like line and wire mesh to symbolize the abstractness of the afterlife and how you could imagine and represent things beyond our comprehension, supposedly.
Yeah.
Right? Trying to explain that there's more after life than death. I really, really thought that there was more depth to this than they could actually tell because it's so complex. Derek, what I think I really enjoyed most, or not really most, but like one of the things I really picked up on was, you remember in Ratatouille when, what's his name? The rat was kind of eating like different things, and then like colors would show up in his mind, like fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
They did that with the music of this movie.
Oh, they did.
And I was really impressed by
theory,
that.
anyone? I'm just kidding.
Oh, dang.
I actually caught myself an Easter egg in the I think the hospital room was
yeah.
I think it was a Nemo. I think it was like whatever that first Nemo, the address to Sydney was like.
Oh, P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way.
Yeah, it was like P42. It was like something like that outside of the thing. I was like, wait, I know that number. I was like, wait, that's Nemo. That's Nemo. So, but Disney always does those little things in the background.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Dude, Tina Fey also amazing job in this. Dude, I love that for me, how abstract it was. Like it's crazy because like you were saying with the colors. Speaking of colors, like the Soul universe. Oh my god, I love that, dude. Like the light that they go to at the end, the world and like the idea and all. Oh my god, dude, they nailed it. They did it so well with this movie. And honestly, it's one of Pixar's better movies, dude. It was just so good. P742, that's what it was, P742, like that, yeah. But yeah,
I can't explain this because it wasn't like do you get me like
no, dude, that's exactly what it is. You gotta watch it, chat. That's what it is. It's just
right. I'm not trying to degrade the story because it was powerful in its own way, but what really struck a chord with me was just how beautiful everything was. The art carried this movie all the way home.
Yes it did. They had really beautiful quotes, some powerful ones too.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially like their main thing was kind of like, your hobby is not, or maybe I mean, in a sense, it's like maybe the thing you love doing most is more of your hobby and not the thing you were meant to do.
It's not your purpose, right? Your purpose isn't one thing.
Yes.
They put it differently, but the lesson I got from it was, living every day is the gift. It's trying to do what you can with whatever time you're given.
Yeah.
Which sounds more it sounds more religious than how they described it in the movie. They described it in the movie quite well. And I'm kind of blanking on it. But that's kind of the lesson you take away from it. And for a kid, it's a great romp, right? It's a great time full of colors and nice music. Hey, Francis says, sorry I'm late to the party. You're never late to the party. You're always on time. You always arrive precisely when you mean to. But yeah, for Soul, there's just so much to enjoy even without listening.
Yeah, it's stunning, guys. It's really beautiful. And it's one of those things you just kind of gotta watch it and feel it yourself. It's one of those type of movies. I think I haven't met anyone yet that didn't really not enjoy it. So just throwing that out there. Usually it will strike a chord in some way to somebody. It kind of does appeal to everybody, to be honest. So it's really good.
Oh, it's great. So overall for me, Derek, I would say Soul is definitely worth a watch. You don't have to rush out and watch it right now. It's not one of those. But
Agreed.
when you find yourself some time and you're not quite sure what to watch, so you could do way worse than Soul. Soul is good.
Soul is good.
And I think for someone our age, where a lot of millennials who were born around the time we were, Derek, are struggling to find who they are. Currently. I don't want to wax too poetic, but COVID has made things a little tough on a lot of people. This is a pretty good message to give out there.
No, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I can imagine someone struggling with being fired from a job that they really liked, or being let go from a job they really liked because of the current circumstances of the economies of the world. There's a message in here for you too. For someone who's struggling with motivation in a job or in a routine that they may be getting sick of, there's a message here for you too. Someone who's enjoying life perfectly, there's a message in here for you too. There's so much here. So definitely worth a watch.
Beautiful. It's just it's really just like Harold said, the art really carries this movie. It's so amazing, and the art and the music, it's really good. They do it well, as Disney always does. Right?
I'd give this an 8 out of 10.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I'm the same.
8 souls out of 10.
8 souls out of 10. Yeah, like Harold said though, it's not like you need to watch this right now, but it's definitely one that you'll watch that you'll definitely remember, and it probably will hit you in the feels. And you could do a lot worse, like Harold said. Yeah, you could do a lot worse. This came out the same time as Wonder Woman. This was way better than Wonder Woman. So I'm sorry
to say, it really.
Yeah,
was.
I mean, honestly, it really was so good. So definitely worth the watch.
Derek, I want to give a note to our folks who are watching and listening, who have access to Disney Plus. After you watch Soul, and you kind of want a little more, aside from Pixar Popcorn and the Soul short movie that they have there, another thing you can do is check on the Extras tab in Disney Plus.
Yes.
And watch the behind the scenes, because they do a great job of explaining certain things, like their process on how they came up with certain scenes, or how they worked with, like how the different departments worked with each other to create, the music or the overall experience. So I would encourage you guys to check that out if you're craving for more after.
Yeah. Oh yes.
That's one thing I like about Disney Plus is you get the Blu-ray bonuses.
Yeah, on the app, right? It's just there. The app. It's all there, dude. It's like Blu-ray. What? Let's just throw it all at them. Leave it all on there for them.
Yeah, and Derek, you and I are the types of guys who eat that up, right? With Mando, we love the behind the scenes.
Yeah, the gallery.
Stuff.
Yeah, dude. Love it. It's so amazing.
Oh man. All right, so on that wonderfully soulful note, Derek, we're gonna end this episode.
Yes.
Let me drive us home.
Let's drive it home.
All right, Francis, Lena, and everyone in the chat who kept us company today. We appreciate you guys for stopping by. We also appreciate all our most recent followers, like Maralia 1, Lenasaur, of course, still nothing. Jade is very hot. Yes. Invade_lava. Kapow. No Bad Guy and Kurt, two of my raid teammates who I very much enjoyed the company of. Tan Jaxer, who was part of Like Illustra's raid on one of my World of Warcraft streams. Dandelion with the 3 N's, and everyone who's given us a follow. We hope you guys continue to enjoy our content, whether you're watching live on Twitch or listening to the podcast at home via audio, or maybe while you're working out, maybe while you're doing some chores. Maybe as a DVD commentary to WandaVision or Soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Derek, we have some subscribers we also want to give shout-outs to.
Yes, we do. Of course, guys, our number 1 and tied at number 2 subscribers, Human Panda 22 and Francis at 27 subs. You guys are super awesome, and we appreciate it. But, of course, not far behind, we got BMO King of Food with 25 subs at number 3. And going down the list, we got Miko P, Nerfed Diva, Sense of Humor, Notorious KGM, InstaDZ, Nope_Plays, Ion Hammer Stream, Wisa Is, Neo Gear, Zilla Fox, Denunci, The Fury Bot, Bodie Knight, King Tiger 105, New Molly, Seffy Buns, and last but definitely not the least, it's Mark Lester B. And of course, guys, if you're just in chat with us, hanging out, you're lurking, you're listening to us on the podcast, we love you guys just as much. Thank you so much for enjoying our company, and we love having you guys here, so thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Whether you cheer us on with some bits, subscribe to us with your hard-earned Twitch Prime money, or, as long as you like what you hear and see. We appreciate you, and we'll keep doing this. We do it for us, but knowing that other people enjoy what we do, and we don't just shout into the void and share our thoughts. It makes us feel that much better. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
That's about it from us. If you want to find more Quit Stalling content and you want to get alerts to what we're up to next, facebook.com/quitstallingus or on Twitter @quitstallingus. Check out the videos that go up on demand on YouTube, youtube.com/quitstalling. We stream weekly, ideally here on twitch.tv/quitstalling. And of course we have some stories and other content that we end up working on and releasing on Instagram.com/quitstalling or @quitstalling. Find us there. Find us everywhere. Podcatchers decide to take the audio of this show and release into the world. So Apple Podcasts, Google Play. I think we're also on Stitcher. But of course, you could always listen to us on Spotify. Derek, where can everyone at home find you when you're not on the Quit Stalling Geekcast?
You guys can find me on Twitch @SenseHumor, playing some Phasmophobia, some Wrath lately, but mainly just hanging out with chat and making a fool of myself by dancing. So feel free to come on by and watch me make a fool of myself. You guys also follow my Twitter, would be great, @SenseHumor_, and of course SenseHumor for Instagram and YouTube. I would really appreciate it, and soon, hopefully soon, because as Herald does me, I miss Herald as well, so we need to play some video games together. But where can they find my beautiful man Herald at?
Y'all can catch me @HeraldPlays on Twitter and on Instagram. Tweet me @HeraldPlays, and let's have a little discussion. Or you can dive into the Discord of Quit Stalling. Links are everywhere, wherever you get us. Whether you're watching us live on Twitch, there's a button below. If you're listening to the podcast, there's a link in the podcast show notes. Check us out there and say hi. Say, hey Harold, I recently picked up World of Warcraft and I'm really enjoying myself. Do you want to play together? And I will say, of course, buddy. Let's find some time to play together. Here, let's add each other on Battle.net. Just message. Let's have some fun. The speed is sick. All right. That's about it. You can find me on GameBite as well. Wednesday nights, Manila, 9:30 p.m. That's around 8 a.m. Eastern, I think, ish.
Yeah.
Good times to be had with the Diego Z, the Fury Bot Mick de Guzman, Elder Jin, and Miko P. All great guys as we talk about video games. We got a good topic this week about how GameStop's stock prices were artificially inflated by people on Reddit, because Reddit is a vindictive place apparently. So check that out this week on GameBite. Derek, I know you've been watching some reading some manga here and there and releasing the Otaku Cast.
Yes.
And I'm sure the folks at home would love to see more of that. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, it's on youtube.com/quitstalling. Check Derek and Juancho from time to time out as they talk about the Asian cultural phenomenon known as manga and anime. So check those out there. That's about it from us. We're going to head to the after show. But for now, we must bid everyone adieu. Thank you for listening to the Quit Stalling Geekcast. We'll see you guys next week. Derek, take us away.
All right, guys, we will see you next week. The same bat time, the same bat channel. And, of course, get off your butts and quit stalling. And also, take a note from Soul and live your life. We love you guys. Thank you.
Bam! Bye, everybody. Bye.
We love you.